Hello. Welcome to the Learn American English channel, where you learn naturally so you can speak naturally. In this video, we are going to listen to conversations about traffic accidents. This video is divided into two parts, where the characters will talk about a traffic accident and safe driving tips. There will be a listening comprehension quiz at the end of each scene, so listen carefully and see if you get all of the questions right. Also, be sure to stay with us until the end of the video. We'll point out important words from the conversations, everyday slang, and the most common way to say things in English. Watch for these words and phrases in the subtitles. You'll find their meanings in the vocabulary section in the last part of the video. Are you excited? This should be fun. First, let's listen to a conversation between Ophelia and Seth as they talk about a traffic accident Seth witnessed. Let's see how their conversation goes, and don't forget to note the highlighted words for their meanings at the end of this video. Let's dive in.
Finally, I was starting to think you forgot the way home.
I know. I'm so sorry, Ophelia. The traffic was an absolute nightmare.
Traffic? At this hour? What happened?
There was an accident on the highway. A really bad one. They blocked off 2 lanes, so everything was backed up for miles.
Oh no, was it serious?
It looked pretty bad. I saw an ambulance, a fire truck, and even a tow truck. Looked like a car and a truck collided. The car was completely smashed. It made me shudder just looking at it.
That's horrible. I hope no one was seriously hurt.
Me too. But it really makes you think, doesn't it? One moment everything's fine, and the next it's chaos.
It's scary. You never know what can happen on the road. Were you stuck for long?
Almost an hour. The worst part was not knowing how long it would take. At first I thought it was just normal traffic, but then I saw the flashing lights ahead. Everyone was crawling at a snail's pace.
I can imagine. Did you at least try to take another route?
I thought about it, but by the time I realized how bad it was, I was already in the middle of it. No way out.
That's the worst. People probably started honking like crazy, didn't they?
Haha. Oh, you bet. It was like a symphony of car horns. But honestly, what's the point? It's not like honking makes traffic move faster.
Exactly. Some people just have zero patience. What did you do while you waited?
I turned on the radio for updates and ended up listening to this random cooking podcast. Did you know there's a right way to flip a pancake? Apparently, I've been doing it wrong my whole life.
Haha, only you would pick up cooking tips in a traffic jam.
Hey, when life gives you lemons.
You learn how to make lemon pancakes?
Haha, exactly. But seriously, being stuck like that gives you time to think. Seeing that accident really hit me. I kept wondering, what if that were me?
I know what you mean. It's a reminder to drive carefully. I'm just glad you're home safe.
Me too. And now I appreciate being here even more. It's moments like this that make you realize what really matters.
You're sweet, but you look exhausted. Did you eat anything?
Not a bite. I came straight home.
Lucky for you, I saved some dinner. Let me heat it up.
You're amazing. What's on the menu?
Your favorite, spaghetti and meatballs.
Now that's the silver lining to my day.
Don't get used to this VIP treatment.
Too late.
Here are some listening comprehension questions to see how well you understood the conversation between Ophelia and Seth. Why was Seth late getting home? Seth was late because there was a bad accident on the highway. What did Seth do while waiting in traffic? Seth listened to a cooking podcast on the radio. What did Ophelia save for Seth to eat? Ophelia saved spaghetti and meatballs for Seth. So, did you get all the questions correct? Let us know in the comments section. Now, let's continue listening to a conversation between Ophelia and Seth as Ophelia reminds Seth a few tips on driving safely. Let's see how their conversation goes, and don't forget to note the highlighted words for their meanings at the end of this video. Let's begin.
You looked so tired earlier. Feeling any better now?
Yeah, I feel much better. That dinner really hit the spot. Thanks again for saving me some.
Of course, but you gave me a little scare tonight, you know? Being stuck in traffic because of an accident. It made me think.
Yeah, it made me think too. Life's unpredictable.
Exactly. That's why I want to remind you to be extra careful when you're driving.
I'm always careful.
I know, but sometimes we all need a little reminder. Like, don't rush, even if you're running late.
You know me. I'd rather be late than reckless.
True, but it's also important to keep your distance from other cars. You never know when someone might stop suddenly.
Yeah, I always try to leave space. That's one thing Dad drilled into me when I was learning to drive.
That's good. And don't forget to check your mirrors often, especially when changing lanes.
Are you my driving instructor now?
Hey, I'm serious. And please, no texting while driving.
I promise, no texting. I barely even touch my phone when I'm behind the wheel.
Good. It only takes a second for something bad to happen.
You're right. I saw that firsthand tonight.
And if you ever feel too tired, just pull over and rest. There's no shame in taking a break.
I know. I'd rather take an extra 10 minutes than risk falling asleep at the wheel.
Exactly. You've got it all figured out.
That's because I've got you to remind me.
Haha, someone has to keep you in check. Oh, and one last thing. Always watch out for pedestrians and cyclists.
Definitely. They can come out of nowhere sometimes.
I just want you to be safe, that's all.
I appreciate it, Ophelia. I really do. And I promise, I'll always do my best to drive safely.
That's all I ask.
Well, speaking of safety, I think it's time for me to safely get some sleep before I crash. Into the bed, of course.
Haha, good one. Come on, let's call it a night.
Before we review the key vocabulary from these conversations, here are some listening comprehension questions to see how well you understood the conversation between Ophelia and Seth. What did Seth say made him feel better? Seth said the dinner made him feel better. What does Ophelia remind Seth to avoid while driving? Ophelia reminds Seth to avoid texting while driving. What should Seth do if he feels too tired to drive? Seth should pull over and rest if he feels too tired to drive. So, how many questions did you get right? Let us know in the comment section. Now let's review the vocabulary from these conversations. First, we'll review some of the natural-sounding everyday phrases used by native English speakers. Watch the video again after you study the vocabulary words to learn them even better and subscribe to see our other videos. Backed up for miles. Cars were stuck in a traffic jam for a long distance. Crawling at a snail's pace. Moving very slowly like a snail. Silver lining. A good thing that comes out of a bad situation. Gave me a little scare. Made me feel worried or afraid, even if just for a short moment. Drilled into me. Taught or emphasized something repeatedly until it was learned. Now let's review other key vocabulary. Nightmare. A very bad or unpleasant experience. Collided. Hit each other forcefully. VIP treatment. Special or extra nice care, like for important people. Reckless. Doing something without thinking about the danger. Firsthand. Seeing or experiencing something directly. Were the conversations relatable? Try using these conversations with your family and friends. Thank you for watching the Learn American English channel, where you learn naturally so you can speak naturally. Please click the like button and subscribe to our channel to see more videos like this one.